National Park. I got a hell of a parking spot too. 40 bucks all day. And you're gonna spend all day here anyway, so. Woo! The Ric Flair, woo! Starting off the day, starting from Zion National Park. Well, not in the park, obviously. You'd have to camp. And if you're gonna camp at Zion, you better get on it like early. Like months beforehand, because it's hard to get spots inside the canyon. But it's gonna be great because I'm actually going through the park, not where the shuttles are, but other areas of it. So it's a beautiful ride. I've done it once or twice before, so it's gonna be fun. Here I am in Utah. I started off just south of Zion National Park, and I did a video of going through the park itself. This one I actually skipped it because I was just going up through the middle of Utah. Now, most people, when they go up through the middle of Utah, you know, you'll check out Bryce Canyon, another national park, another great visit, but I've done it once, I've done it once before, and it's a hell of an experience, and it's worthwhile, but it wasn't really on my agenda today. It's difficult when you're going through here because going through the country, because when you kind of get down to it, it's like, how often do you stop? I mean, you could literally stop, especially in the western parts, if you're interested in just nature and camping and whatnot, you could stop all the time, anywhere, which is kind of confusing when you see so many people who haven't left their cities ever and they just really don't know what's around them. Maybe they've done a day trip here or there, but to really get to know some of these parks, you need to spend a couple days there. But here you can see just how kind of gorgeous Utah is. I mean, you can go from areas where you've got the tall mountains, where you got the cliffs, where you can kind of go through, and then you can get out into these plains where obviously they're doing some farming or ranching or whatnot. Utah does have a lot of history. I mean, obviously founded by the Mormons, and you know, kind of. But the more interesting thing is they kind of have a Wild West feel to them. You can kind of go through and catch certain, like, kind of some Westerners have spent some time here. You can there was a house, the Boyhood Home. I won't say who because they will be coming later, and I just kind of bumped onto it. Utah does a really terrible job of kind of marking like historical markers. At least I found that way. You kind of, because I was just kind of driving along, and then all of a sudden, boom, I hit like, oh, here, Boyhood Home. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll stop over. But I'll leave that for later. nice little cafe in somewhere Utah. It's a motel, cafe, and C-store. I don't know what convenience store. But you can kind of look where you get to stay here, what you get to look at. I mean, you're right in between Bryce Canyon and Zion National Park. So, hell of a view. Hell of a view. This just Utah has such great place to see. Look, it's such a great riding, and you find all these little things. I love the bug. You don't see those things too often. But this is Utah. Oh, great riding. Gotta love it. For the most part here, it's just riding through. There are some stops where you can, read some history or whatnot. It's all well and good. But the most pleasant thing is just riding through this area. It's the people are really nice, and you can just kind of really experience a whole lot of fun and joy here. And like just some of the stops, like the convenience stores, are really really great. And the fact that I actually was at a convenience store and I grabbed the stuff I wanted, I put it on the counter, but there was no one there, and I had to sit for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then the person finally came out and apologized to me and said, oh, you know, and like wasn't surprised. If it was New York, you know, they would have been shocked that I waited and then just run off with the stuff. But there, they didn't even seem to be like, oh, okay. They were just completely ignored with the fact that I was still there. Here we are, Salina, North Carolina. Salina, Utah. You see these lot of memorials, all who served. Coast Guard, National Guard. So these are all throughout the country. And I guess these are all people from the town who have died giving in service. So. Right next to it. Okay, just checking it out, see what's here. But at the end, I was going to Salt Lake City. Obviously, Salt Lake City gets its name from the Great Salt Lake, which it is on top of, wherever it's on. And that would be my place. So, headed to Salt Lake City. That's where we're going to spend the night. And that's where this day trip ended.